Hello, MouseHunt, and welcome to Feedback Friday. Today is March 10, 2023. Hope everyone is doing well today. Good morning, everybody. A whole bunch of waves in the chat before we even got started. Hello, everybody. Hello, Jeremy, Alex. Kyle, welcome in. Kyle, you noticed a crown on your shield in the game. Yep, that is, and as another hunter pointed out, that is for the birthday event. So there's a special anniversary version of the shield that goes up when the event's active. You notice a little red banner on the shield. This is 15th anniversary, so it's got a little gold crown on it that it earned at the year 10, if I'm not mistaken. I hope everybody's doing well today. Yeah, Alex noticed the 15th banner. Nathan, hello to you as well. Saying hello to everybody, all those odd hunters out there. Greetings, everybody. Math. YX, how was your MouseHunt birthday celebrations? We did all get together. The team got together. We went out for lunch. We had a good time. Gonna celebrate 15 years right on the 15th birthday too. So that was good timing. Hey, Warden Slayer in the chat. Good morning to you as well. Jason, Rachel. Happy March. Indeed, the months keep marching on by, don't they? Here, I feel like you blink and the year's going to be over at this rate. Moose Booze, good morning to you. Jason, hello. Christopher, hello to you as well. Aaron Frischmidt, how do you time your appearance for the end of the song? Well, I listen to the song and then I swap it over. My reaction time isn't always the best, but I try my best. Welcome on in, AQ. Rashawn, morning to you as well. Nan, hello from Denmark, says Julie. Well, hello from Canada. Michelle's in there as well. And there's Giorgio as well in the chat. Good morning, Peter. Hello, everybody. A whole lot of hunters joining us today. Well, today I thought we'd give a little bit of a sneak peek at the spring egg hunt. That's kind of the next event on the docket. It's a couple weeks out now, and that's a great time to share some things on Feedback Friday, get some early, sentiments, impressions, see what discussions come up. Because we still have a couple weeks to kind of tweak and tune things a little bit, but there's enough that we can kind of share a little bit as well. So that's often good timing for Feedback Friday, because then we can even just see a few little impressions and see what discussions come up while we still have time to tweak a few things. So the Spring Egg Hunt has been running for a number of years. I think it is the event that has been going on the longest. I mean, Lady Laura's Shop is a relatively new addition to the Spring Egg Hunt. And so it'll be very familiar from what was around last year. I have the dates up there. I'm pretty sure I got them right. March 28 to April 25, the event will run from. There's going to be 6 new eggs to find. A new Tier 5 egg that we've created by modifying the Tier 4. That might be something kind of good to discuss as well. Got some impressions there. There'll be a little bit of things to unpack. Kind of want to see what players and hunters have to say, because that might kind of guide us a little bit. But that Tier 5 egg, basically it's for Archduke, Archduchess, and above. Now, the previous Tier 4 egg had rewards for those level areas, those titles of areas already. So what we've done is we've modified the existing Tier 4 egg. So when the Spring Egg Hunt starts, if you open up a Tier 4 egg, it's going to have different stuff in it than if you were to open up a Tier 4 egg today. Now there's time to rethink that process there, but we're wondering, what do hunters think about that? Kind of made this new tier for higher title, and now very consistently, each egg has a title range associated with it. And when you open up those eggs, these are from Egg Sweeper, then you get title specific stuff. You can smash a high tier egg into a lower tier egg as well, so you have that going for you. But kind of how we've pulled that off, we haven't versioned the Tier 4 egg or anything like that. So basically, what you can do is walking away from this is knowing you can look up what's inside of a Tier 4 egg. Anything that's associated with an area requiring Archduke, Archduchess, or above, that's going to be moved into the Tier 5 egg. So you can do with that information as you wish to. You can either choose to open up any Tier 4 eggs you happen to have in your inventory right now, or if you wait until the Spring Egg Hunt starts to open them, then they will not contain anything from areas requiring Archduke and above. All right, hopefully I explained that without rambling on too long. Brennan says tier 5 eggs are Pog. Nid's cheering away. Daniel, School of Angry Rabbit. I do have what is quite possibly the most terrifying collage ever put together behind me as well to highlight a few of those points. Some new trap skins, a new reoccurring trap from Lady Lore as well that we're going to stock in the shop there. I'll kind of leave it open to speculation to decide what's what. I think it's fairly straightforward to figure out what's what, but that might be a fun little speculation to leave open. And I also have those 6 new eggs are beside me as well. We won't go into spoilers of saying exactly what the eggs are, but kind of curious to see what discussions come up between now and then. Beth, tier 5, meaning the egg sweeper game. That is correct, Beth. So you can see all the way over, if I can find the right egg. I should have named these images. They're all image 1, 2, 3, and 4. That makes it very hard on me. Image 9, there we go. So, this egg right here. If you remember these eggs from the spring egg hunt. Eggs. They're from Egg Sweeper. And there's tier 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're adding a tier 5 egg for Hunter's Archduke, Archduchess, and above. And it contains items from title appropriate areas. You can smash a tier 4 back down into, or a tier 5, sorry, back down into a tier 4. But these are from the Egg Sweeper game. You get them by playing the Egg Sweeper. A School of Angry Rabbit. I think you're close there, Daniel. Not the exact name, but I think you have the right trap if you're looking at the artwork I'm looking at. Kyle, can I ask if any trap skin from the birthday shop will ever gain a power bonus when using Party Charm? I don't think that's something that any other birthday skins have, unless I'm mistaken, so I don't think so. Reaper, we can see the eggs already. I think it's, you can probably figure out which is which, at least, figure out which region you're going for. Could you share what's the content of the Folklore Forest eggs as their condensed creativity? I don't have that super handy right here, so I don't want to misspeak. But it might even just be kind of interesting to see initial impressions and speculation without kind of tainting impressions either. So that's one of the great things to read after Feedback Friday is what do players think might be inside the eggs? And then we can kind of contrast that with what we put inside the eggs. And then that's kind of an interesting way to get kind of untainted feedback, if you will. We haven't skewed the feedback pool in any way whatsoever. Rather than people reacting to what's inside the egg, they're kind of giving their own 2 cents, without kind of having an anchor or anything like that. Nathan wants egg scavenger maps. Alas, there's no time to put something together like that. We had the egg cartons many years ago, but it was a little slightly different. But we could leverage the existing scavenger system to kind of pull that off. Reaper, would temporal shadow plates stay in the tier 4 egg? I think they are in there, right? I'm kind of trying to make sure no one's trying to pull a fast one on me. I'm pretty sure those are in the eggs. Basically, if it comes from an area that doesn't require the title of Archduke and above, then it's going to be in the tier 4 egg, right? So the temporal shadow plate is Duke. The labyrinth is Duke, right? Duke Duchess. I'm testing my MouseHunt trivia here, but I'm pretty sure that's correct. Then it would fall within the realm of the tier 4 egg. And they all, in their description, I'm pretty sure they say what their title range is. What's the last egg next to what you're going to speculate is an encyclopedia egg? Well, it looks like a very thought-provoking egg over there, doesn't it? Looks like with a bit of a storm element to it. Almost looks like some sort of brainstorm going on. One of them is a rabbit. Moose Booze is eyeing up that Terminator bunny. Yeah, that is one awfully buff-looking bunny. You're liking the aquatic skin. It's mildly terrifying. I don't know, especially in all of its glory when you see the rest of it. Elusive Spring Egg Hunt is the most confusing among all the events. Elusive might maybe shed some light on what you find confusing about the Egg Hunt. Certainly something that's come up over the years is the Egg Hunt is one of those events that's very open-ended, where you have to set your own goals. You have to choose, okay, which eggs do I want to find and collect? Which ones do I go for the loot inside the egg? Okay, cool. Well, which eggs have the loot that I'm looking for, and how can I get those in the best possible way? Versus, are you going to try to collect one of each egg and embark upon what may be a decade-long adventure of becoming an egg master? Or, we tried as well Lady Laura's shop. Kind of the design objective there was to add a more tangible goal. So, if you're the type of hunter who typically doesn't like to set goals for yourself, you like, working through the adventure book and kind of working your way to like, hey, I want these specific traps. Lady Laura's shop adds those kind of goalposts to hit, unlock all the shelves, get some unique rewards that way. But still, how you put her shop to use, there's a little bit of agency on your part. How do you want to spend your chocolatonium? Can we please get a separate item tab for eggs? It clutters baskets and kits. That's not a bad idea. Yeah, certainly can look at them all in your excavator. And I know different hunters have different kind of preferences as well. The goal with the excavator was to try to remove any reluctance to smash open the eggs and enjoy the contents there within. So you can see every egg you've ever collected inside of your excavator. You can see all the artwork, and they're all categorized nicely. So, in some ways, maybe just smash them all open and put those contents to good use and clear out your inventory that way. But I can certainly see both sides of it, of kind of the pros and cons of doing it either way. Will there be a new journal theme for the egg hunt? I don't believe so. I don't think we have a journal theme queued up. And that's something that'd be interesting to kind of get feedback on. Do we want to continue to do, journal themes every year? Do they start to feel less special? I think there's room for journal themes. We kind of wanted to pull back on maybe the dirigible cosmetics, especially the event-driven ones. I think we're trying to go through event season and make sure every event maybe has one or two dirigible cosmetics. But, as the years go by, we probably don't need to keep adding more and more and more. As long as there is, a small collection of spring egg hunt ones, it's probably enough customization there. Anyway, Michelle's correcting me. The spring egg hunt already has its own section in your inventory. Look at that. Let me go explore my inventory a little bit. You know what? I don't have any eggs. Look at that. I open up. Nope, spring egg hunt. There we go. Yep, Michelle is correct. All right. So if you go to the special section of your inventory, there is a spring egg hunt category. You might be talking about mobile, which might be a little bit different. But, mobile, it is tricky to kind of present large, lengthy lists in a way that's fun to admire. It's hard to admire the collection. I feel like everything would have to get shrunk down a little bit. Whereas we have a little bit more real estate in a web browser to kind of spread things out a little bit. Frederick, related to Easter, would it be possible to add a pop-up warning to treasure chest that with the lucky golden shield to warn that it won't be overwritten? Yeah, it's part of maybe a larger thing that needs addressing beyond just the chest specifically. Right? I always kind of try to drill down what's the root of the problem and what's kind of the best solution for it as a whole. And that one's a bit tricky because you might want the contents inside of the chest as well. If you're going to kind of stagger out that shield slowly and surely, then it kind of might be something in your realm of control to try and use. Dallas says, smash them, do it. So, moving on from the tier 5 egg, that was one thing I wanted to highlight. Be interesting, again, please keep the conversation coming. We might change our mind over the next couple of weeks before the egg hunt lands, but hopefully that made sense the way I explained it. Anything that's currently in a tier 4 egg that would come from an area requiring Archduke, Archduchess, or above would be moved into this tier 5 egg. And that would kind of then reduce the total number of unique items that you can find inside of a tier 4 egg. Hopefully I'm not messing up my numbers here. There's a lot of numbers to read. So it will technically, you have a decision to make. If you have any tier 4 eggs in your inventory, which I do not, if you open them now, at least if we go ahead with things as planned, they're going to have different contents than if you open them on March 28 after the event starts. The other little takeaway too is that the new trap is a recurring trap from Lady Laura, so it's not specifically limited edition. You can kind of think of it along the lines of the Queso Pump trap or the Forgotten Art of Dance trap, the Gingerbread House Surprise, kind of trying to find an iconic trap that's great for lore mid-game hunters. When the event comes by, it's a chance to get your hands on this unique, kind of cool-looking trap that'll maybe help you get through the mid-game Might help you kind of, you don't need a different type trap or a different trap of that power type, that sort of thing. So that's kind of one note as well, a little bit of a difference from how it worked last year, whereas the trap was limited edition last year. 2 new trap skins in the premium shop. That's pretty straightforward. There will be, as usual, a bundle as well. You can pick up both skins plus some extra event things that way. And as always, there is a cash out phase, which makes the Spring Egg Hunt one of the lengthier events to linger around in event season. But there's that 1 week cash out where basically there's no more event drops. So you can't find eggs, you can't find chocolatonium. Basically all it is okay, spend your chocolatonium. Kind of, spend all your stuff. Egg sweeper should stick around as well. So any like the shovels that you have and the magical fertilizer, you can put that to use as well. Jason likes journal themes. You even like the airship skins. Yeah, you like the idea of a journal theme for Egg Masters. That might be an interesting one too. We didn't want to gate, too much behind Egg Master. Really, the reward is the title itself because it's really above and beyond. And so I think the reward is just, yes, I did it. And it's kind of the type of thing where not a lot of players are going to set that goal for themselves because it is a very long-term, very difficult, prestigious goal. But as soon as you add rewards to a goal like that, naturally more players will try to complete that goal. Even if it's something they wouldn't normally have fun doing, it's like, well, I got to do it because there's this thing I want associated with it. And then you end up with what we call friction. You have players doing something in the game that they don't want to do, so they're not having fun. So you got to be a little careful not to have too many rewards for those super above and beyond goals, and they really are just like for the prestige of it. I'm doing this to say I did it, and lo and behold, have some sort of checkbox, a title, something like that, but without having anything too tangible. Journal theme might be kind of interesting because it's cosmetic, it's not game changing. It isn't like you have access to a new, more powerful, awesome trap, but it's it's food for thought. Tyler says, if you could go back to 2008, would you still choose to build in PHP? I don't know. I don't have a time machine. It's hard to say, but it's what we became proficient in. It was what we were using at the time. Rachel, you guys do such a great job making events creative, fun, and useful. Thank you. Well, thank you very much, Rachel. That's awfully nice of you to say. Jonathan, the Spring Egg Hunt is their second favorite of all MouseHunt events. Glad to hear it. Arctic is torn between going between Egg Master or going all out in the floating islands. The eggs are pretty good in the floating islands. Dare I say, we did have some feedback a couple of years ago where the eggs were so good, like the contents of them, people kind of felt, well, if I don't spend the whole event in the floating islands, it's a bit of a waste, isn't it? So we kind of took that feedback to heart. It makes sense. There's more to the egg hunt than just one area, and so it's tricky, right, to find that perfect balance where it's good if that's the area you're interested in, but it's not so good if I'm done with the area, I still don't feel like, well, I need to go here. I have to go there. And I think that's died down as the years have gone by. More people have finished some of their floating island goals, so I think it's in an okay place now. YX already asking what's next after the Spring Egg Hunt. To be honest, we don't quite know yet. We're waiting to see how things shape up. We've got a few uncertainties to see what gets finished first, what state is it in. So to be honest, I don't have a concrete answer for you even. I don't even know the answer yet. Reaper, the gingerbread house trap is very weak though. Yeah, it's not, not everything's targeted toward endgame players. So that is, more early game players. This particular trap is more geared like kind of mid-game-ish. It's not a game-changing trap, but hey, when the event shows up, it's a chance for kind of players at that point in the game to get access to it. Make it a little leg up, be able to, maybe I don't have to do this area to get this trap. I'll come back later. Script Dev, welcome in. You're enjoying the pose of the trap in the middle. It has a very creative name. I'm pretty sure Franco, I apologize if somebody else pitched it, but I'm pretty sure Franco pitched the name of that trap, and it is a delightful pun. We know we like puns. Scrib, this is your event. It's the egg hunt. Scrib loves those eggs. Jonathan smashed all their eggs last year. I like to just, at the end of it, see what I got and just go on. It's like Christmas morning. You're just seeing what you got. Tear open all those eggs. Eileen, welcome on into the chat. Hope you're having a great day. Jason, Eggmaster's a little too over the top. Though, fair enough. That's, that's why we tread lightly. It's an accomplishment for the sake of accomplishment. Reaper, can we at least get a title in game for Eggmaster? We just kind of don't have a good reward space for that, right? There's not really, like, the forums have custom titles, but Beyond that, we'd have to kind of think, and then we'd probably want more than just one. So it's just tough to kind of get it in there. Jason, the Quesada theme is a bit much also. Yeah, and we took that feedback to heart. I don't think that's something we'd repeat in the future to quite have a theme that above and beyond. So, maybe that's good confirmation that an Eggmaster journal theme still wouldn't be a good reward space for that. Hey, Dan. Hey, good to see you, Dan. Hope you're doing well. You love checking off a good checkbox. That's what the excavator's all about, right? Get all those silhouettes filled in. Makes me think back to my childhood. I don't know if anyone had those sticker books, and you'd buy the pack of stickers and you'd put the stickers in the sticker book, and there'd always be an empty one. They kind of make it a little bit more rare. It's like, one day I'll find that one. If I buy enough Spider-Man sticker packs, eventually my Spider-Man sticker book will be full. All right. Ice, welcome on in. Hello, is this egg day? It is. We are giving a quick look at the spring egg hunt, kind of what hunters can expect, at least what's different from last year. And I do, too, want to get, what are we at here? 25 minutes. We should transition as well. I want to give an update on the iOS widget as well. Tyler, thank you. PHP is great, underrated even today. Appreciate the team. It's come a long way over the many years, that's for sure. Arctic, speaking of the factory, does the crate fill up after catching Vincent? No, you do need to be there to claim it. It is interesting feedback that came up during playtesting, and I think we would leave it be unless we were making a new birthday event. And it's not the best example of it, but there does need to be a reason to come back and do something in the game, right? Even if you think of the forward farm, the plants grow, right? And you can queue more plants. So when one finishes, awesome, the next one keeps growing, but you can only queue so many. So there's still kind of a nice reason to return. There's something you need to do, and kind of you can exercise some choices to kind of be growing your crops in a better way. You feel like, oh, good, I did something and I'm better because of it. And that's important, that you can make choices and feel that you're better at the game because of the choices you made. That said, the Folklore Forest, or the Forward Farm specifically, has a really nice appointment mechanic in that way, where it's very forgiving. You can come back kind of after one or two plants and then refill the queue. So, it's something we'll keep in mind for future areas, but I don't think particularly the factory lends itself well to that. That we'd have to put the crates into a queue or something like that. What does it mean for capturing Vincent? But it's more kind of knowledge we carry forward to the next event. Scrib does like the eggs. You're going to get them all this year. And Dan, in 2008, there wasn't much better than PHP, definitely not for web working. And not that it has advanced to such a good state today. Well, shall we transition here over to the iOS widget? Speaking of different programming technologies and technical limitations, I did want to give a little bit of an update on where we're at, because the team's been doing some great work. Let me just make sure this is set up correctly here. Sweet. So Param and Sana have been doing some great work. Found a lot of creative solutions to some challenges we were having with this. So if you didn't join us a couple weeks ago, or you don't recall, iOS changed how widgets work, and now you can have them on the home screen, but with that came some technical overhauls too. The widgets, you can't interact with them in any way, which means you can't have a button you can click. The only thing you can do is when you tap the widget, you can open up the app, and you can tell the app something, like, hey, A, B, C, D, whatever. You can give it a variable. So at least when you tap it, if your horn is ready, we can tell it, hey, you just tapped the picture of the hunter's horn, so it just sounds the horn immediately as soon as you launch the app. So that worked well enough, but the more significant technical challenge we had is that iOS won't let you update a widget very often. In fact, about 5 minutes is roughly how fast it'll let you do it, which means we cannot have a countdown timer, because a countdown timer would have to update every second or every minute. And that's just not possible. We can't kind of redraw it. We can't tell it to execute any code. It's just static. It's just there the way it is. And you can tell it 5 minutes from now, I want you to update the way you look. But then even the operating system says, well, that might be 4.5 minutes. It might be 6 minutes. I can't guarantee it'll be 5. And I think where they're coming from is battery efficiency. They want to batch together. All right, like 4 different widgets want update. I'll kind of wait till they're all almost ready to when they said they wanted to go. I'll do them all at once, and I can put the phone back asleep to save you battery life. All that said, hey, we can't have a timer. But kind of, the team had a creative breakthrough here of, well, what if we have a bar with 3 sections to it, because at most it'll update every 5 minutes. So at least at a glance, you can quickly see, roughly how close am I to my next horn, as well as we show you the time when the horn will be ready. So, in this example, we're all the way at the top. Next hunt is at 5:26 and 30 seconds. So you can look up in the corner of your phone, see, is it 5:26 yet? No? Cool. That's when I can, you can do the math in your head a little bit if you want to know the number of minutes. Or we have this bar to kind of, at a glance, see how close am I. If it's red, it's going to be at least 10 minutes. If it's yellow, cool, I've got under 5 minutes. And if it's green, whoa, I'm good to go. Click the horn. Why is Giorgio so dazzling, eh? Yeah, it was great. When I happened to grab a screenshot from my phone, I've got the Photos app running, and for whatever reason, my phone just loves showing this random picture of Giorgio that I took in the office probably 6 years ago. And actually, that led to some inspiration. All right, a little bit, kind of a side project, a little bit of an Easter egg. We thought, iOS already has this Photos app, right? And wouldn't it be great if you happen to have a photo of a developer that if you snapped if you grant access to your microphone and you snap your fingers, that the dev would come to life in the photo. Let's give it a try. Oh, it works. I thought a live demo wasn't going to work at first. But sure enough, now in this Photos app, now it'll teleport the developer inside your phone, inside that little box right there, where they can just live the rest of their life happy as can be, at least until the OS changes what the photo is showing you. So, I thought that was a great breakthrough. And oddly, we didn't have any technical limitations with that whatsoever. I thought it was some pretty fancy technology. Oh, wait, I think Giorgio is realizing that he has to live the rest of his life inside of that small box. That's just where he's going to live now. Oh, I'm sorry, Giorgio. I hope you're the best. The glass is pretty thick. I think it's going to be hard to break. I don't think you can break out. Yeah, it's just not going to work. As much as he tries. Well, while Giorgio gets to live in his own personal kind of torture chamber in there, one other thing to point out, actually, is just this morning, we're putting together an alternative layout for the widget. It'd be interesting to see which do hunters prefer. So we've got the one at the top, and it's got the progress bar in 3 segments like that would fill approximately once every 5 minutes. And again, you'd have to bear with us. iOS won't let us actually schedule it precise. So it might be 4 minutes, it might be 6. It's whenever the widget decides to redraw. Or would you like it in a circle like that? Kind of feels like a clock. I think Giorgio's made peace with his new life now. There you go. He found a beverage in there. Dan's worried that's going to hurt the battery, though. Yeah, I think that you definitely want to plug in your phone if you're going to use this photo feature, I think. Math, we got to bail him out. I think he'll be able to escape by the time we move on to trivia. I have a feeling. He'll be able to get out. He found a guitar in there. What is this void? What else can you pull out of thin air? It's like a holodeck in there. Fleming, what happened if you reboot your phone then? I don't think we can risk trying that, Fleming. It might delete Giorgio. Yeah, he doesn't seem down with that idea. Yeah. Just purgatory forever after that. Diamond likes the circular one better. Giorgio, which one do you like better? Point up if you like the 3 bars, or point, well, the camera's probably flipped. Point to the side if you like the circles. We'll see what Giorgio thinks. We'll find a way for sound to break out of there eventually. Diamond's liking the circular one. Giorgio's pretty split. I like them both too. I don't know. I like the aesthetic of the bar better, but I think I like the circle better in terms of like communicating that idea. But there's something, I don't know, there's almost too much white space around it. I might have to see it on the phone. That might be the thing. Ralph likes the clock. So far we got 2 hunters, both like the circle and the clock, Tarako and Ralph. I think somebody else said circle as well. I already forget. Rachel, torture chamber might be the darkest thing I've ever heard Dave utter. Uh-oh, this is like Saw or something. We don't want to go that dark.
Ah,
Oh!
worked. I cast a spell and now I can speak.
All right, we found the sound plugin to get you out of there.
Yeah, I did the right hand gesture and I summoned a voice vortex, a voice text they call it, and now I can speak to you through the void here. So when I'm in your pocket, I'm just gonna be talking to you all the time and stuff,
All right,
and I'll like whisper things into your ear when you're sleeping and try to like, you know,
all right.
get out of this phone eventually. But we'll see what happens.
Well, seems like my life is going to be a little terrifying as well, too. Then, all right.
Uh, yeah. So while I'm here, I might as well take a look at this widget. I like them both too. Yeah, like the color bars filling and then whether they're changing color and it kind of shows me, hey, green means go, right?
Yeah.
And then the circular one matches the iOS like timer bar in a way. I'm not as familiar there though, but it also has that kind of like advancement feeling to it. And then there was that amazing version that I made, Dave. You didn't show that one on the screen though as an
Okay,
option.
let's see if I can find that one. Yeah. Giorgio did some
Didn't
mock
advance.
ups. This isn't like a mega thread. How many replies deep did this thing get? 42.
50. That's not we've done like 150 plus. We don't do that anymore, thankfully.
Yep, there we go. All right. Beth, you like both options, but maybe you could center the text. See, I'm a little split there too about centering because other iOS widgets, kind of like the design language of the operating system, everything gets left justified. So even the calendar widget, everything's left justified. The weather widget, everything's left justified. Let me see if we can find Giorgio's mock-up. I downloaded it here. So we got this version
There.
too. It's beautifully rendered.
There's a delay for me. I'm watching because you didn't share your screen in Discord, Dave. So I
Oh,
couldn't time the.
you had to deal. We got to see the YouTube delay, eh?
Yeah, I had to wait for the delay. Look at that though. That's beautiful.
That is
Horn fills
beautiful.
up, ready to go.
And the circle, some Whoa, that's high resolution. All right. Whoa, 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 hey, whoa.
Wow, I
Keep
just saw
going.
that. Every pixel visible. I see a reflection, and in the reflection, there's a small gnome in the background, and he's drinking all your water, dude. Look out!
And I think the circular, some inspiration was from the Apple Watch where the countdown timer. Now that's a decaying progress bar, and it has the benefit of it has a big old countdown in the middle that'll actually tick down once per second. And alas, we cannot tick down once per second. Change the background to transparent to remove the visual space issue. I don't know if you can do it in widgets. I think everything needs a background still, if I'm not mistaken. Scrib, I don't have an iOS device though. Well, there is an Android widget as well. It's just kind of, and Google made some changes as well to how the Android widgets are programmed. So there's a few loose ends maybe to tie up with that as well. But we're slowly but surely trying to get everything updated with the latest version of everything. Ton says the bars, it's not clear which direction they're going or when the horn will be ready. I think that might be the tiebreaker. I feel like the circle, for whatever reason, it's more
Yeah,
intuitive that it's going to fill up. Whereas the bar, I'm not quite sure whether it's going to tick down or tick up. Maybe we could do those arrows as well in that bar. I don't know.
yeah. I was even thinking, yeah, put like little chevrons connecting the bar segments to be like this way
Yeah.
or that way, whatever.
We're trying to think if there's an icon. If we put an icon of the horn on the right and then the bar is pointed toward the horn, it was like, you're moving toward your next horn call. Christopher likes the clock. Vicky likes the bars. We can always have multiple layouts, but not to feature creep this too much.
Who
Even
likes the
the
hand-drawn phone the most, though?
Yeah, you can use different, like there can be a wide one. There can be either it's a one little cube, if you will. It can be a 1x2 or a 2x2 widget. Wax, will the Android version be revamped to be similar to iOS? I mean, we open to the suggestion. That said, Android doesn't have the same technical limitation. We can have a countdown timer. And I think a countdown timer is just the more intuitive version of it. That's it. Maybe we could at least sync up some of the UI. So it'd be a countdown timer with the countdown in the middle. But that's it. I have to look at other kind of other Android operating system UI consistencies, and it should feel at home. Just like some of this was inspiration from other design language that's in iOS, so it fits in with everything else. Yeah, Dan, you like the bars, but the red bar in the first image make you feel like something's bad or about to happen when the bar runs out. Yeah, we kind of struggled with that a little bit as well. We didn't want to create any false sense of urgency with color coding. But the colors that too, I don't know if we could choose a different spectrum, like blue to purple or something, but yeah, I don't know. At that glance, even like all last night, me using it, I was sounding my horn more than ever, I think, because with a widget again. Just at a glance, you kind of know it's like, oh, yellow. I should check back pretty soon. Red, no, I don't need to check back for a while. But I don't know. Some of it might just have to be learned.
No, I hear that though, Dan. Yeah, the red is like, this is bad, fix it, because we do use that for messaging.
Yeah, red notification badges mean you need to open the app to do something. There's something demands your attention. Open it now. Especially, hey, that's a little red circle icon, right? That might be tough. Schmidt likes the horn-shaped one. There you go. 1 vote for Giorgio's. Scrib, you hunt from the notification. I do a lot of that as well. And you can do that on iOS even currently right now. You can... Hey, I got a map invite.
Ooh, what map?
Oh no, that's broken. Uh-oh. Oh no, I dismissed the wrong notification. I opened up my birthday one. Or my map notification. Well, now my notification's gone. But if you long press your notification, you can sound the horn from there, and then you don't need to unlock your phone as well that way, which is nice. Well, it'll be a birthday map, Giorgio, I'm pretty sure. I think I had a few invites.
Birthday. Yeah, do I have any right now? No, I don't.
I'm joining a map. I got some event cheese. Yeah, Michelle, you deal with Dan that the red might be a little bit scary. Yeah, maybe we can play with the color theme. Or it's like a light green to a, darker green to a neon green when you're ready to hunt, something like that.
Neon. Or what about like the horn as an icon progressing along the bar, sort of like the Big Jack chili pepper was moving along the bar?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, shaping it like a horn might help communicate when it's full, you can see a horn, so it's time to go.
Or a little Larry walking, and he's bringing a horn to you.
That might run into some of those animation technical limitations again of not being able to animate anything.
Like animatic, like he's like in one step, and then he's in another step, and then he's in another step. Because really, the hunter's horn, there's only one hunter's horn, and when you sound it, you can bring a bunch of friends on a hunt. So Larry's like bringing the horn, he's running around the whole kingdom and delivering the horn to everyone, right? Whoever's like first in line.
Stressed out like that one error page where he's just drawing all the pages that are under them.
Exactly. Yeah, because now it's regional friend hunting. So Larry has to deliver it across the region to each like matrix group of friends. He has to figure out the nodes and how they connect. A lot of processing.
Hey, yellow, green. Okay, so there's a couple interesting little tidbits of feedback. It seems like there is some love for the circle, and we're going to have a little internal debate on the team to decide which way to go. And then the color coding, if we can come up with something maybe to avoid the red, because that didn't came up in conversation. We didn't want to have a sense of urgency to it, so that's kind of good to see. A similar sentiment came up in chat of red is a little scary, like I'm supposed to be doing something or something bad's about to happen. If we go from light green to neon green or like just kind of, I don't know, blue to purple, we can play around with the colors a little bit.
Michelle, I'm going to say it here. She shares something in the thread on Slack, but I think it's worth sharing. It's something to keep in mind that we should take colorblindness into kind of account as well, right? The sort of accessibility of the colors we pick need to work for all sighted people.
Yeah, enough contrast there that at least being able to see each segment of the bar, like the full and the empty version of it, different enough contrast between the foreground and the background. Yeah, so that gets tough if you start to work with a lot of grays and blacks. Yeah, let me in there. That's why we have to wait 15 minutes. Larry's delivering the horn. Yeah, it can't be everywhere. It can't be everywhere at once. What about making a mouse moving towards a cheese as the progress bar? Kind of is a bit of a metaphor of, the mouse, when's a mouse going to show up next? But then you still have to sound the horn. I guess, yeah, okay, you want to sound the horn when the mouse gets there. We got to be careful because we can't do any animation, so anything too lifelike might, it's all going to be iconography a little bit. Fernandez is confused as to why there's no airports in Nadia. I don't think there's any airplanes. It just seems like dirigibles and ships are the main means of conveyance.
Dave, read the rest of that message, though.
Yeah, Aaron, Floating Islands technically has an airport, where the dirigibles can leave. A launch pad. John likes the circle one as well. Scrib asking, we saw, how about rabbit merch? No, I don't think so. YX, will the Android version be revamped to be similar to iOS? That might be a conversation for a future day. What I'd say is, one, I think the Android version should look consistent with design language on Android. So it shouldn't look like an iOS widget on Android, just like an Android widget, shouldn't look, or the iOS widget shouldn't look like an Android widget on iOS, if that makes sense. But, maybe we can kind of find that middle ground where they both sync up. That said, a lot of the reason for this design is that technical limitation. We cannot do a countdown timer. It is impossible on iOS because you can't update the widget once per second. So Android doesn't have that limitation. I'd argue a countdown timer is probably the most intuitive way to know how long until I can do something, show you the exact minutes and seconds till you can do it. So this is more like a calendar. It's like you have something to do at 5:26 p.m. today, and that thing is sound your horn. So we kind of took the approach more like a calendar than a countdown. He did not read the rest of that question. Can you shed some light as to where the Rift plane is flying and how to board that one? I don't know what you're referring to, maybe.
It's a dad joke. The Rift plane. Where is it landing, Dave? Where's the plane going to land?
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Well, shall we move on to trivia, Georgia? Are you ready to escape your small box to a different small box?
Oh, finally. I'm running out of coffee, Dave. I need a refill in the coffee dimension. Can you send me there instead?
Okay, so I'm going to send you back to purgatory for a minute. All right, so he's gone back into the photo. So we can bring Giorgio with us to trivia. Oh, hey, now you're over here. All right.
Oh, finally. I don't see myself yet. Oh, there I am.
Oh, this week's trivia question has a little something to do with Spring Egg Hunt, and it is, who was the original antagonist in the original release of the Chocolate Factory? Should have got a thesaurus going. Mark's taken off for using the word original twice in the same sentence. That was awfully unoriginal of me.
Oh, what's up, Parm? What's up, P-Man?
Oh, Parm's popping on in.
Can I guess this?
Welcome in, Parm. Parm did a lot of great work on the widget. We were just showing off the widget. Parm, you missed it. Unless you were here earlier. We're getting a lot of great feedback. We got some feedback to share.
Dave, can I guess this, Quar? Can you hear me, Dave?
Yeah, I can hear you. A little quiet.
Oh, maybe that's why. My guess of this is T1000.
I don't think that's even a mouse.
Okay. I'm wrong, I guess.
I don't think Hunter hasn't even gotten it yet.
No, I know the answer. I just wanted to do like a dumb guess.
We already had a couple puns. We had the airplane versus Rift plane pun, right? And that's a hint. The mouse, the name is a pun. Wasn't the Sinister Egg Painter, wasn't the Pan Slammer or the Bon Bon Gummy. That's a Halloween mouse, Hank. The Bonbon Gummy is a Halloween mouse.
Oh, yeah, a lot of candy though between. I can see the link there. Candy related seasonal events.
Well, like the sugar candy, that's Halloween. Chocolate, that's Easter candy. Okay, that's
Yeah,
spring candy.
for whatever reason, the Swiss, they're behind it all. Chocolate
Ryan was
coalition.
oh so close saying the mad hair, but then Frischmidt comes in. I think Frischmidt was the first person to get the answer correct. It was indeed the hair razor, which is just some delightful artwork.
And it's funny because it doesn't raise your hair, it raises your hair. It's the reverse. Get it?
All right, I'll put the link in the chat as well for your clicking convenience. It's time for me to sound my horn.
Click on that. Hard boiled. That's a classic. Dan, if you're still here, I think you wrote the description for the hard boiled mouse. Big old film noir essay description there.
Yeah, that's a good.
Dave, that link gave me 2,000 sandblasted metals. Is that what you intended?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I thought it was supposed to be 3,000.
Oh, okay, okay.
Always making that mistake.
I like this little box that I'm in. I gotta like choose my face carefully.
I can make you bigger now. I just had that
No.
shrunken down. No? You're like, all right. It's like, leave me in the box.
Wanna be somewhere? I'm the man in the box.
What about smaller, Giorgio?
Yeah, maybe it's small. Put me on the mouse, the hair razor's face, and fit it, like kind of shrink it down into that little. Yeah, so I just give my eyes to you. Make my eyes sit over top your eyes and my mouth, or my mouth. Make my mouth over your mouth, so I'll like try to mimic what you're saying as you speak.
Oh, can I hold the mouse? Oh, we're getting there. This is like a Peter Gabriel music video or something's going on here. Sledgehammer.
I guess it's different now, artist, but hi. Okay, now you talk and I'll pretend to like say what you're saying.
It's hard to even like point myself to see the chat here now. All right. Yeah. Oh, Parham thinks this is 10 out of 10 content. Yeah, that's great. YX Dave, are we continuing with the spring egg hunt discussion? Asks YX. Yeah, that sounds like a productive thing. I mean, this is pretty productive as well.
I'm too close. I just looked up at the stream.
It's all nightmare fuel, really. I think we've just gone back 16 years, says Michelle.
Yeah. Wait, a year before MouseHunt came out? Holy crap! Davio, Georgieve.
When our forces combine.
Oh, nice. You make me really tall and thin. Yeah, make me a column next to you, like around, like in one of the sidebars or something. No, I guess.
There you go. You can be
Whoa.
normal aspect ratio Giorgio now, yeah.
Normal? Well, I mean, technically the aspect ratio never changed, Dave, right? It was just a crop of the existing aspect ratio. Oh, crap! You like I have this new monitor light up here. It's like a bar. And I can, like,
Oh, nice, yeah. Good lighting.
I can get, like one of these, and I can change the brightness. I can change the cool from like, look, it's cooler now. Now it's warmer. Now it's cooler and dimmer. Now it's full bright. And now, oh wait, it stopped responding. Uh-oh. I think I overexerted it. All right, well.
Kilowatt per hours are just spinning over there.
What did I do? What? It's not working anymore.
No, well, there you go. Yeah, when you play with things, they break.
What is it's supposed to. God, this is devolving, isn't it, Hank McCord? You got that right. This is like the old office treatment when I just bust in and make a mess and disrupt things. Battery stack.
Dan just reread the hard-boiled description again to refresh on it, and you did laugh at the mad science forever line, eh?
Science.
Merged into Dorkio.
Or Dorkio. Wait, what? Gigantio.
Let's see, can I bring you to Spring Egg Hunt? Let's find out. All right, I'm going to bring you over there, Giorgio. Give me a second. We'll go back to Spring Egg Hunt. We'll see if I can bring Giorgio in. That worked. Hold on. We need sound as well, though. They won't be able to hear you. Let's add the sound. All right, they can see and hear you. Technology.
Oh, nice.
We'll cover up the terrifying bunny trap skin there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Ralph asks, do you have any thought about challenging eggs versus easy eggs? I think we kind of learned things years ago with the suggestion of the shelter egg. It was a player suggestion that came up. How about a shelter egg? And I think, we kind of distilled the feedback down into the idea of having the egg is fun, but the idea of getting the egg is less fun. So we kind of use that to the best of our abilities now. We're deciding what eggs to put in. It should both be fun to get the egg and to have the egg. There's different mice are better fits to achieve those two objectives.
I don't know if you saw Scrib's message there earlier. An implication that perhaps the big robot robot rabbit is performing a rude gesture, but I think they're just flexing. They're like, hey, check out this muscle. They're not doing it like towards the camera, where then it would be rude, that sort of rude gesture you do out in the world if a car cuts you off or something.
It's always good to put, the art through that filter. I don't think it's anywhere close to doing that, though. So
because they're also gripping the bicep like this, like, yo, check it out, versus like, crisscrossing the arms and like pointing it towards the viewer, which is that perspective would make it a little ruder, I'm
not going to mimic that gesture on camera, but
No,
I think the rabbit's pretty far away from doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're okay. Because you can tell it's also like it's got this Cylon Terminator feel to it, where it's like, oh, look at my muscles. And that's, Arnold was all about the bodybuilding.
Hank's wondering what this is devolving into. I'm wondering too, Hank. And then, that's the duality of chat here. Hank's wondering what this devolved into, and John says this is the best Feedback Friday so far. So we've seen the two ends of feedback here. Yeah, Fleming, those were the best. Look, a random Giorgio appeared back when we were in the office. Could get raided. No April Fool egg. I'm surprised that hasn't been made a suggestion before. Look, it'll actually run during April 1st. Look at that. It's already been a year since the last April 1st. Time is passing. I don't like this passage of time thing. That was the mech you were referring to earlier. Okay, I'm sorry, Scrib. I read merch instead of mech. My brain just injected an R into that word. Schmidt wants to help you debug your lighting scenario there, Giorgio.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what I've done to it. Well, this is going back to Amazon. All I did was just change the volume of the light a few times. The light volume.
Yeah, Ralph, you'd like to see the Black Widow show up in a new area, have a few rare mice. Yeah, it's interesting food for thought. I wonder if, that kind of arc is to an end, or, whether there should be those kind of global mice that'll continue to show up forever. Really, sometimes in a new area, like a new rare mouse sort of takes that similar identity again. And so it's tough if there's not always a good spot to put it in where she'd fit. And then, that mouse stays special, has a bit of an identity to a certain phase and area in the game. So if you're working on a King's Crown, you kind of know, that's where that person was hunting for a long time during that King's Crown. All right, we at the hour mark, just about. Need the face of Ernie now that you've said that. Chat just wanted to see Giorgio flex, says Ashley there. Are you doing some calisthenics? What is going on there?
Huh?
Are you wearing shoes or socks?
These are glare-ups. They're felt.
Okay. Oh, like slippers, kind of.
And then they got a leather bottom, and they're super cozy, and I walk around, and I feel great.
Some good
Thanks,
flexibility.
Barb. Yeah, I'm flexing my hamstrings. I just got to quickly, just doing some stretching, you know.
Stretch out the hammies. Yeah, Scrib, that's definitely a good observation. You gotta be, careful not to skirt on any copyright issues.
Yeah, it'd be like Barnold. I think you can, if it's a parody, right? You could draw, because like in cartoons, like Tiny Toons and Animaniacs, when we grew up watching it, they had like an Arnold depiction. I don't know if they had to like reach out and be like, "Hey, lawyers, can we do this?"
Wax is asking the last time you had a haircut, Giorgio.
Recently actually.
A little trim?
November. I want to say November. But it was pretty long. So from there, it had been like almost 2.5 years. But then now it's only been a few months.
All right, we got such requests as to do a kickflip. Is your longboard in your office, Giorgio, or no?
It's not here. I have my longboard, but also it's a longboard. It's hard to do a kickflip on that. There's no tail. There's no...
Exactly. It's hard to do.
Heavy. Also, I couldn't do it on a normal skateboard, so there's that.
I'll ask, where's our reward? If it was for the trivia, I did post it in the chat a little bit ago. Here it is once again. We did have the hair razor as the answer. Good old time of the Animaniacs, eh? Well, shall we wrap things up, Giorgio? Anything else you want to go over on this fine day?
Yeah, I want to challenge Alex Claxton to a 1v1 in Counter-Strike, but other than that...
Okay. Specific challenge.
No, got nothing else. I got busted out of the void thanks to you. I have a cool shirt.
All right. Well, sweet. We'll wrap things up then, hunters. The spring egg hunt here. Went over some feedback. March 28th to April 25. Kind of weren't just. We're going to keep our ear to the ground to see what discussions come up around the Tier 5 egg. Again, remember that we're literally moving some things out of the Tier 4 into the Tier 5. Anything that comes from an area requiring Archduke, Archduchess, or above, which means if you open up your Tier 4 eggs now, you will get different stuff than if you wait till March 28. Let us know what you think of that. Should we not do that? Are you okay with that? Would you like to see that go in a different direction? We do have a couple weeks to tweak that a little bit if need be. So let us know what you think. As well as, the trend of kind of adding a recurring trap to a few of the events here. Let us know what you think about that. And finally, as well, we gave a little update on the iOS widget. Oh, I've lost Giorgio's back into the picture mode. Oh, now you're big again. Oh, well, the illusion's been broken forever.
No!
Let us know what you think. Which layout do you prefer? I feel like we got a lot of great sentiments come up in the chat, a lot of great suggestions as well. We're looking to pull that together a little bit. Hopefully, as we kind of test that, just iron out any wrinkles in it. I kind of want to get that out as soon as we can, as soon as it's ready. But let us know your overall impressions and as we kind of continue to test things out. Catherine's asking if is there better stuff now or later in the Tier 4? It's a little subjective, right? So the eggs are tied to a title. So the Tier 4 will go up to Grand Duke. I think it's Count to Grand Duke. I might be mistaken. I'm doing that from memory, and that usually means I'm wrong. And then Tier 5 would be Archduke and above. So, depends on what you're looking to get. Keep in mind, if you have a Tier 5 egg, you can smash it with the Hunter's Hammer, and it degrades down into a Tier 4. So you have lots of kind of choice about what you're going to get from the Egg Sweeper. Arctic, who's hoarding? You open everything the minute you get it. I'm the same way. I think a lot of hunters as well. There's not a whole lot of these eggs sitting in inventory, so, we thought maybe, but still touch base, get overall sentiments. If nothing else, good feedback for future updates as well. YX, can you show us the recurring trap from Lady Laura? It's on the screen somewhere, and it's not being obscured by Giorgio. And the other one's pretty obviously a trap skin, in my opinion, so that only leaves one possible candidate. We'll see what players speculate on what that could be and see if that matches up
Gotta
with the
be
artwork.
eggs. It's
And
a pile of eggs. Right? Am I right, Dave?
It's not a pile of eggs.
No, it is. It's gotta be the eggs.
That's got to be all those eggs down there, right? What else could those
Gotta
be? Not eggs.
I was gonna say. It's gotta be eggs.
Everyone says has kept one of each egg. Yeah, there are definitely, you can kind of see working both ways. Some people like to hold on to one of each, but rest assured your egg sweeper tracks that, or your excavator tracks that as well, so you can still go back and visit all those eggs. All right, well, we'll wrap things up as we've descended into madness toward the end of this a little bit. Thanks for joining me, Giorgio.
From the moment it started, Dave.
More or less, yeah. I'm glad you busted out of the photo app there. Thanks for joining us, hunters. Have a fantastic rest of your weekend. Look, I got to sound my horn one more time here.
Oh no, Dave, I've been loaded into a cannon again. Just like at the circus.
Again?
Oh, I didn't time this right. Oh, crap, where's my mouse? Okay, wait, let me try it again. Oh, I've been loaded into a cannon again, Dave, just like that time at the circus.
All right, well, have a fantastic day, everybody. I think Jacob will likely join you next week. Then I'll probably join you the following week. That would be the Friday right before the spring egg hunt launches. So it'll be a good chance to go over any remaining feedback. Have a fantastic weekend, everybody. I'll see you next time.
You're a trap. Don't seem to mind it. You attract me. I'm a mouse, you're a cat. I don't seem to mind it. Soft and furry. Oh, and just when I think I'm safe, snap. Turns out I'm never safe, snap. Just when you think you're safe, snap. I come back. You don't seem to mind it, but I'm a fool. Broke my back. You don't seem to mind it, 'cause you're so cruel. And just when I think I'm safe, snap. Turns out I'm never safe, snap. Ooh. And just when you think you're safe, snap. Turns out